What leads to long-term success is not what you do once in a while. It's what you do every single day. The building block is the 24 hours that you have. Now, 8 of those hours, you're asleep. And so for the other 16 hours, what are you doing? It's how you use your time. We all have 24 hours in a day. But some people use their 24 hours wisely and other people don't. And for those that are complaining about how their life is going, but then they continue engaging in the same destructive habits, well, to you, I would say something has to change. Cannot continue to operate in the same way. Audit your day. What do you do every single day? Just pause and reflect on it. That's why journaling is great. Because you zoom out, you take a look at your day and you're like, shit. Most days I actually don't do anything. Yeah, I go to my 9-to-5 job. But then after my 9 to 5, I just do nothing for the other 7-8 hours that I have. And once you identify what's slowing you down or what's making you worse, you can then start working on it. But if you don't know what the problem is and you continue living your life in the hopes that that problem will go away, it won't. It won't go away. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always got. So what's holding you back right now? Is it your eating habits? Is it your porn addiction? Is it your inability to pull the trigger? You know, I speak to a lot of guys that just can't seem to make that first step. They see it as an enormous mountain. And I like to simplify shit. I really do, man, because when you simplify things, people are more likely to do them. You know, if you're thinking of starting a business to do with drop shipping or trading or whatever, the first thing you need to do is educate yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself with making $10,000 a month. You'll get there eventually, but the money should not be the initial goal. The initial goal should be to acquire as much information as possible. Now, with that, I would also say, once you acquire a sufficient amount of information, make sure that you get the business actually going. You get involved, you roll up your sleeves, because what a lot of guys do wrong is that they stay in this sort of this cycle of just getting more information and more information and more information. And look, information is great, but it's great only when applied. If you do not apply the information, it's fucking pointless. Because you're not making more money out of it. You're not doing more with it. You're just hoarding information. You're like a hoarder. If you've ever seen those TV shows where they go to someone's house and they've hoarded shit that they've had since they were like 8 years old, and this is a grown man with like toys and shit that he doesn't use anymore, but he can't seem to let go of them. That's the same thing with people that just acquire a lot of information but then don't do anything with it. Right? You got to make sure that that information is applied. Once it's applied, then you can start seeing the impact of that information. So break it down into small steps. Okay, first things first, I don't know anything about it. I need to get educated. I need to invest in a course and I need to learn. And if you follow a course from somebody that's pretty successful in the area that you want to succeed in, I hope at least that they create practical steps for you to follow so that you can start getting paid as you're learning. That's very important because it gives you a taste of what's possible in this line of work. For example, I remember the first time I made £10 in one day from trading the market. I was like, yo, £10, this is mad. That kept me in the game, even if it was just £10. For me, it was a big deal because I was like, damn, this actually works. Okay, so break it down into smaller steps. What do you need to do first? And don't get too caught up on dumb shit that doesn't actually progress your life in any way. Don't be spending 5 months designing a logo for your business when you haven't even started properly. You haven't got the wheels moving. You haven't called a single client, a single potential prospect, potential client. Okay? Focus 80% of your time. It's the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the time should be dedicated to the tasks that lead to making money. For example, cold calling, emailing. That's where 80% of your time should be. 20% of your time is on the learning new shit, reading books, things like that. Okay, which do help. I'm not negating how important that is. It's very important. In fact, when you're driving, you've got 45 minutes to drive somewhere. Put the weekend away and Drake away for a bit and educate yourself. Listen to an audiobook on something that you want to improve in. For example, communication, negotiation, maybe even how you show up in relationships. There's a lot of great books on that, right? You've got 45 minutes, and driving is one of those activities where all you can be doing in that time is driving. You can't be driving and cooking and doing it, right? So it's a perfect opportunity to listen to something. Listen to an audiobook. I'm not saying that all the time, put on an audiobook every day, all day, every day. No, it's not realistic. But when you've got some spare time, I was speaking to a guy actually recently. He's a young guy in America, truck driver. I think he's in his early 20s, doing really well for himself. Had a fantastic conversation with him. But he told me actually that he enjoys listening to audiobooks as he's on his drives, and I'm like, man, that's incredible. Even if you're listening to audiobooks for just 1 hour of your 10-hour day or 12-hour day, you're getting a lot better, right? So audit your day. Keep it real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself and say, well, yeah, I'm doing okay, when you're not. I don't want you to be negative and cynical. No. And don't go down that woe is me, I'm always this. Don't do that. I always speak about this, guys. However, keep it real with yourself. Right, I need to improve this. I need to improve that. That's not good enough. I should have done this. And then implement those changes quickly. Don't take forever to implement changes. Success loves speed. If there's something you need to change it immediately. If your room is fucking messy, spend 1 hour cleaning it. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow, because you won't. It's called the law of diminishing intent. The longer you take to do something, the less likely you are to do it. So if there's something that's bothering you, get rid of it straight away, or fix it straight away. Do not delay. Okay? And another reason why it's very important to take action quickly is you'll get a result, and that result will push you naturally. It will give you more belief, which will then result in more action, which will then result in more success, more results, and it's a cycle. However, if you don't take action, then you won't see any results. And when you won't see any results, then you don't have any more belief, and then you'll stop taking action, and there you go, you're out of the game. There's a saying, action will take you out of doubt, and doubt will take you out of action. Action is almost always the answer. Do more, get out, move. Don't stay still. All right, stagnant water contains lots of parasites and diseases, whereas a flowing river is less likely to carry diseases, right? And so you got to keep moving. Keep moving. When you get a negative thought, don't say it out loud. Keep moving, right? Keep going. Speak positive things to yourself. Encourage yourself. As long as you're taking action and you're doing everything you can, look, success is inevitable, man. I'm so optimistic. I really am. It's almost impossible to take productive action over a consistent period of time and not win. Now, you might notice your strengths lie elsewhere, but you'll still get somewhere. You'll still have made a significant amount of progress. You won't lose. You only lose if you quit, if you throw in the towel. As long as you don't quit, you cannot lose. Okay, audit your day, man. Sit down, have a look at what you do. Keep it real with yourself and make some adjustments, make some changes. Adjust the set of the sail, as Jim Rohn says. You could have been going in this way for so long, but a slight adjustment in the set of the sail will now take you in the right direction. Okay? And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You know what you have to do. Stop delaying it. Ignoring a problem won't make it go away. Believe me, I've been there. It only makes matters worse. Whether it's conflict in your relationship, whether it's ignoring an overdue bill, parking ticket, whatever, it will only get worse if you do not address it. I know it's difficult, and sometimes you don't want to address it because it's painful. And you might feel humiliated because you put yourself in this situation. But as a man, you've got to stand up, admit your mistakes, and rectify them. And ensure that you do not make those same mistakes again. Okay, thanks for watching this video, fellas. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like, comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.